everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you with me for the first time, my name's Melissa Reed and I am a mixed media artist. So today you see in front of me one of my 8x8-inch cradled wooden panels, and I just went ahead and primed that up with some Liquitex gesso. I'm going to have links to everything that I used today in the description of my video in case you're interested. I have got some golden high flow acrylic there, titanium white Titan buff, and quinacridone nickel azo gold. I have some acrylic inks, that is Antelope brown and I believe transparent burnt sienna, and that little last bottle was a watered down version of Payne's gray. So I'm going for a very muted kind of color palette to start with here. First thing I'm going to do is spray down the board with just a spray bottle of water, and I'm going to just start adding some of these colors of the fluid acrylic and the inks to get a nice blend going. Now there's a good bit of water on the board. When I do a piece using the inks and water like this, you'll notice I have my work surface lined with some shop towels. It just kind of keeps the mess down to a minimum. And lets me kind of work freely without worrying about a mess going everywhere. So again, I'm just going back and forth now with water to move the inks around and more ink until it gets to a place where I'm happy with it. So I'll just let you watch me work there for a moment. And as soon as that is no longer wet, the glowing reflection from my ring lamp, my ring light, will go away. I apologize, but there's kind of not a whole lot I can do about that right now, but it'll be gone in the next clip. If you've watched my channel before, you know that these are colors that I use frequently in my work. I kind of go back and forth between these very muted earth tones or something like obnoxiously bright like fluorescent red and pink. Kind of just depends on what kind of mood I'm in, but still somehow everything makes sense as a cohesive body of work. But I'll let you take a look at some of my other work to see that. You can find all of my work listed on my Etsy shop and also my Facebook and Instagram. There's links to all of that in the description if you are interested. Okay, so I am continuing there. I put a little more water on and now I'm adding some more of that Antelope brown. And this process just kind of goes on until I've got the surface that I'm ready to work with. And once I have all of these inks down, I'm going to let everything dry completely before I start to go in with some collage. Now, I did not make the collage papers for this video specifically for this piece. They are all papers that I have myself made and just have stacked in piles around my studio, as I'm sure you are all very familiar with. So basically I was just looking for more muted colors, and I use a lot of the text stamp papers. This particular one is just paint on a piece of copy paper, and you can see to the right there I have a piece of text stamp collage paper that I did on some tissue paper. The majority of my collage papers I do make on regular tissue paper. I like the transparentness of that, and I know a lot of people use and promote the use of the wet strength tissue, and I say this in a lot of my videos. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and if that's what you're comfortable with using, definitely use it. For me personally though, I find that it's not necessary. If you're careful with pulling your gel prints, if that's how you're making your collage papers, regular tissue paper is just fine. There is a chance that it could tear a little on the edges, although I really don't have that happen very often. But I mean, I'm using these just to be torn up anyway, so if that happens, it doesn't really bother me. It's not like I'm using that whole entire piece for anything. So it's just something that I like to mention, because the wet strength, while it is a lot stronger, and it does still give you some transparency, although I do find that regular tissue is a little more transparent, but there is a cost associated with the wet strength, and sometimes there is a difficulty in finding it. It goes out of stock fairly frequently on Amazon. So I do buy the regular, and I buy that on Amazon too. It's an acid-free in case anyone's interested. I don't always use that, but it's what I happen to have right now. Plenty of my papers have been made just on regular, like Walmart or whatever tissue, and that is just fine. So while I was chatting there, I'm just using other papers that I have laying around, and I am using the Liquitex matte medium. I have some of the gel matte that you can see on the bottom left there with the red stripe on it. I also have Liquitex matte medium in a more liquid bottle. I'll be using both of those. I started using the gel on this because of the thicker paper there, like the one that I have in my hand that's done on copy paper. You can use the liquid on it. It's fine, you just have to be a little more careful about it sticking down, but the heavier duty the paper that you're working with is, the more you want to think about a heavier bodied adhesive so that everything stays sticking down really well for you. And I just like to smooth that over with an old gift card, or you could use, you know, any sort of hard straight edge that you want to achieve that. This paper I've been sitting on for a while. If you watched any of my ransom note style lettering transfer videos, that's a mouthful. This is actually just the paper that I used to pick those up on, but I love to save it and use it in collage, and I'm going to show you why, because I, again, used tissue paper for that. But what's going to happen is that's black paint around all those little square spots, which I'm going to refer to as windows, because when I put that over top of another collage paper, or as long as there's, you know, something else on the surface going on, you will be able to see that through those little windows. So I'm adding another piece of the text print there, and then when I glue that down, that appears kind of magically through there, and I just love the way that looks. So if you've seen my last few videos, you know that I've been working with the idea of human form in an abstract sense, and I wanted to continue that with this piece. So I have just another piece of collage paper that I have there, and again, I think that might just be a roll-off sheet or something, or I think I was cleaning off the gel plate actually is how that one got made. And that's a really great way to build yourself up a nice collection of collage papers. Don't waste anything. If there is wet paint on something, take a monoprint of it with whatever you have available to use. I mostly use tissue, as I said, but I do have some that are on copy papers, especially for like roll-off sheets for gel printing, or just honestly anything, because you'll get these papers that you might think you'll never use, but they do end up usually coming into play at a collage at some point in the future. Okay, so my idea for this was going to be to cut out the abstract human form and then use the negative space on there as part of the collage, but I ended up not doing that, so that's why I'm cutting it out like this. Normally I would have just gone ahead and cut that out like a normal person, and not like I was trying to save that for some reason. But that's okay, because I will probably end up using that then in another piece. So you can see kind of what I was thinking there is having that form inside that black square glued down. And I do like that idea, but it just wasn't where my vision was going for the piece that was being made in front of me right now. So I did decide to just go ahead and use the positive space that I cut out, but first I needed to add a little more background because that whole entire right-hand side was just a little bit too bare for my liking. So I'm just continuing with a little bit more of the same types of collage papers and similar colors. While you're watching me work here with some of this collage, I did want to just take a second to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting the channel with all of the likes and hypes, and all of my new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all so much. If you do like what I have going on here today and wouldn't mind giving me another thumbs up and hyping it out to others, that would be super duper, and I would appreciate it so much. The channel is really growing so fast, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So again, thank you so much. I found this piece of paper. I kind of forgot I had it. I made it in one of my videos somewhere around Christmas time when I was doing, I did a little series on some of my frequently used collage papers on how I make those. And this is a piece that I made on tissue with some acrylic ink. And I just love the patterns that formed. I will put that up in my end tiles there for you in case you want to see that particular video. I'll try to put one of the Ransom Note style lettering videos up for you as well, because it's a fun little technique and I don't really see anybody else do it. So, I mean, I'm not going to say for sure that it's something that I developed, but I didn't see it anywhere. So I guess I kind of did develop it, whether somebody else is doing it or not. But in case you're interested in what I'm talking about, check it out. You know, making these collage backgrounds is so much fun. And if you're ever feeling artistically stuck and just you have some time, or you kind of feel like making some art, but you don't know exactly what you want the end piece to look like, this is a good way to kind of stretch those creative muscles. Just start gluing things down. And a way to do that is going to look good is to just make sure that the papers that you're using have something in common. So I've got similar color schemes going on here. You can have similar designs, something like that, and just give yourself a background. And then, you know, maybe on another day or at another time, you will figure out what you want to do with it. Aside from making the videos, when I am just making art in my studio, I will often have 5, 6, 10 different pieces started, because sometimes I don't know exactly how I want to finish them, but I just know I want to make something. Do you ever get that, like, just I need to go make something feeling? And then I'll just have all of these pieces sitting around, and inevitably I end up finishing them all at some point, because on another day when you go back there and feel like doing some work, just look through them and something's going to speak to you, and you know, then you'll be able to have something that you started that you can just kind of go from there. Okay, so I've got all that background down, and now I'm going to start working on the figures. So there's the one that you saw me cut out. This is just, I very, very quickly sketched out on another piece of that like colored paper there, and I know I want to use it, I'm just not exactly sure where. I also sketched a couple of them out on a piece of tissue paper, which is what I've got right there. And again, I know I want to use them, just not 100% sure where, so I'm just kind of auditioning the pieces just by moving them around on the surface and seeing where I might want them to land. So I'm putting those there, and again, because they're on the tissue, you can see what's going on underneath them. And it does alter just slightly the intensity of the background, but I love that quality because it just makes it a little more visually interesting to look at. It's just another layer. I decided that little guy's going to go over there, and because odd numbers are always more pleasing to the eye, I'm going to add a 5th one in right over there. So once I get all of these down, I'm going to go in with my China marker and do a little, I hate to use the word shading because that's like way nicer than what I'm actually going to be doing here, but I guess we'll call it shading. I'm just going to be going around and giving the very, I guess, hint of an idea of dimension, and really just kind of adding some darkness because they're quite light right now, so they're kind of just blending in a little too much, but I'm just going to add a little bit of darkness to them so that you can see. And while I was doing this, the background was still a little too wet because I hadn't let everything completely dry. So I do end up letting this sit for a little while. You can see I'm digging up some of that paper that I put down there accidentally. So I do end up letting it dry and then just coming back in and finishing it up. And once I have these to the point where I like them, I'm going to do one more thing, which I do off camera, and that is go around the edge of the piece with some black paint. And once I get all of that done, I will show you exactly what I have ended up with. And you can see here what I meant by the rudimentary shading. I'm just giving them a little more visual weight. And not only is it giving them visual weight, but it's also adding a little bit of emotionality to them, if that makes sense. There's a heaviness, a darkness, both visually as well as emotionally, that is coming out with the shading that I'm putting on those. And I decided just to use that China marker for a couple of reasons. One, because it was handy, but two, it kind of matches the darker black shades that I have in there, and so it just pulls everything together really well. But I'm going to finish up here, and I'm going to post a picture of the finished piece for you all to see. Okay, and here's what I ended up with. I decided to name this piece Friends I Used to Know. I'm going to have this up for sale in my Etsy shop if anyone is interested. I really enjoyed making this piece. I enjoyed the process, and if you liked what I did here today, check out some of my other videos. I have a lot of work that is kind of along the same vein. You can definitely see the style come through if you look back through my work in conjunction with this piece, but you'll have to let me know what you think. And yeah, thanks again for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all back here next Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for another video. Take care and have a wonderful week.